first together. Okay, so if you took this function and we just kind of quickly sketched, what would my horizontal asymptote be? So the first thing I'd do is I'd sketch this. Y equals 2 is my horizontal asymptote. And then am I going to use the y-intercept or a shift? Shift, so it's what shift would I use for my first critical point? -1. And when x is -1, I get a 0 here, so 5 to the 0 is 1 plus 2 is 3. Now, once I get to this step right here, -1, 3, I already know my graph is going to look like this. Okay, so I can find what is my domain. Are there any restrictions on what I could plug in for x? No. So -infinity to +infinity. And what about my range? My range extends from my horizontal asymptote of 2 all the way to infinity, and so that would be my range. Okay, now so far we haven't talked about anything that flips this graph over the other way. Well, that'll come here in a bit, but at this point in time, our horizontal or our ranges are going to be limited to above the horizontal asymptote. That is, again, unless there's a negative in front of a negative multiplier in front of your function, okay, which we're not seeing yet. So, all right, so what's the horizontal asymptote? 2. We have a vertical shift of 2. Okay, and so in this case, do we have any horizontal shift? Yeah, at what point or what value?
6.
The value of 6 gives you a 0 here. So if we plot the point 6, plug that in, 1 6 to the 0 is 1 plus 2 is 3. I'm looking at this. It is a base that's less than 1, so it's going to be this decay-like pattern. So this is about what our graph looks like. So what's the domain going to be? All real numbers. That's always going to be the case for an exponential function. And then the range is going to be, again, from 2 to infinity.